Hi middle schoolers, today we're going to be learning about algebraic expressions. There are two vocabulary words you'll need to know. The first vocab word is variable. Let me write that down here. A variable is a symbol that represents one or more numbers, and a variable is usually a letter. So I'm going to put a letter that represents a number. Now, an algebraic expression is a mathematical phrase with at least one variable. So an example of that would be 5 plus n, with my variable being my n. Okay, so keep those two vocabulary words in mind. We can use variables and algebraic expressions to predict patterns. So if I have the word phrase, a temperature of T degrees increased by 5 degrees, my algebraic expression would be my temperature of T degrees plus 5. Now what this means is that this answer will vary based on whatever the degree is. So if it says that T equals 32, I plug 32 in for my T. So I now would write my equation 32 plus 5, and I am able to solve that because 32 plus 5 equals, of course, 37. Now say my starting temperature was 40 degrees. Then I would have T equals 40. So I would plug 40 in where T is, so I would write 40 plus 5, and my new answer would be 45. So anytime you have an algebraic expression, which is an expression that uses a variable or a letter, you will also be told what that letter's value is. So let's do another one. If I have 5 cats fewer than C cats, so my variable is C, my algebraic expression would be subtraction because it says I have 5 cats fewer, fewer would be my key word for subtraction, than C cats. So I would write C minus 5. There's my algebraic expression. Now let's say C equals 12. I would then plug my 12 in for C, so I would write 12 minus 5 equals 7. Let's try another one. If I have the product of 5 and n nickels, so n is my variable, and it says again the product of 5 and n nickels. Now the word product is a key word that it's multiplication. So my algebraic expression would look like this: 5n. So let's say n were to equal 7. I would plug 7 in for n, so I would write 5 times 7 equals 35. Okay? Let's go on in this. These next ones will actually be homework or problems from your homework. So I will give you the number of the problem I'm working on so that we can have more practice. I'm first going to start with number 2. The directions for number 2 say, tell which operation you would use for each word phrase. So are you going to use subtraction, multiplication, addition, division, and so on. Number 2 says 6 goals fewer than G goals. So G is my variable, which you really don't have to write because that's not what it's asking for. And the phrase said there's 6 goals fewer than G. Fewer is my key word for, of course, subtraction. So my algebraic expression would look like this. Oh, and actually that should be a 6. So my answer for number 2 is subtraction. That is the operation I am using in that word phrase. So for number 3, you'll need to decide which operation number 3 is stating. My next problem I'll do is number 4. Whoops, sorry. So number 4. The directions for number 4 say, write a word phrase for each algebraic expression. So for number 4, I have the algebraic expression of w minus 3. Well, this is subtraction, and what I know is that it's 3 less than some other number, since I'm not sure what w equals. So my answer for that could be 3 less than a number. I also could write a number minus 3. So a number minus 3. There's a few different ways you could write that, so you just choose whichever. You'll do the same things for number 5, number 6, and number 7. Now remember, anytime you have a dot, you're using multiplication. So keep that in mind for number 5. Let's go on to, well, number 5 was actually my next one. So I said, number 5, the algebraic expression is 5 times w. So my word phrase would be exactly what I just said. It would be 5 multiplied, or times, whichever you prefer, a number. Or you could say a number multiplied by 5, whichever way you want to say that. Now we're going to skip down to number 14. The directions for 14 say, write an algebraic expression for each word phrase. You may find a diagram helpful. So number 14, our word phrase says, the sum of T TVs and 11 TVs. So I have 11 TVs and T TVs. Sorry, these T's should have been capitalized. And I'm trying to find the sum. The sum is a key word for addition. So my algebraic expression would be T plus 11. So this is actually the letter T plus 11. Let's try one more of those. Let's go on to number 12. So we'll go back to number 12. Number 12 says 4 more than S shirts. So I have the number 4, and then my variable is S. And it says 4 more than S. So more would be addition. So my expression would be S plus 4. That's 4 more than S. I want you to try those last 3 on your own. We'll go down to number 17. Number 17 says write a word phrase for each algebraic expression. So once again, this is exactly what we were doing up at number 4 through 7. So my first one, I have D plus 2. D plus 2. So remember, D would stand for a number. So really what I'm saying is a number plus 2. Or you could write 2 plus a number. Let's try number 18. Number 18 might be kind of tricky. I have 4 over n. Okay? Remember, this is could be the same thing as division. So what I could say is 4 divided by a number, because n would represent some number. So I'm going to write by a number. 4 divided by a number. So I want you to try the other ones on your own. Let's skip down to number 25. The directions say evaluate each expression using the values p equals 4, so I'm going to write all of these on here. P equals 4, n equals 6, and s equals 2. So that means anytime you see p, you're going to plug in 4. Anytime you see an n, you'll plug in 6. And anytime you see s, you'll plug in 2. So for number 25, I have 7n. And this would be the same thing as multiplication because there's nothing between the two numbers. So n, I'm going to come up here, n equals 6. So I'm going to rewrite this and say 7 times 6. Well, 7 times 6 equals 42. Let's try number 28. So again, my values are p equals 4, n equals 6, s equals 2. Number 28 says n over 2. So that would be n divided by 2. Well, n equals 6, so I'm going to plug that in. 6 divided by 2, that equals 3. I want you to go ahead and give the rest of them a shot, and I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you.